Gonna wait a little bit, give people a chance to get on, and then we will get started. No different than every other time. Chance to just get the last little odds and ends together. That's weird. It's still oh, there it goes. How you doing tonight, David? All right, let's get this started. Tonight we've got ourselves 2 cases of just released Star Trek Discovery Season 1 from Rittenhouse. Break is sponsored by Blowout Cards. Thank you to them as always. I have not had a chance to look at any breaks whatsoever, so this will be new on me. I mean, I don't know if anybody's posted any breaks yet since it just came out. I was taking a quick look at... Oh, I'm sorry. These cases already came numbered. The case that was on top already had a number 2 written on it. The case on the bottom had a number 4 written on it. So the number 2 is our first case. The number 4 is our second case. Pretty straightforward. I'm just going to jump over the checklist just for a quick second. So I noticed, just to go over this, the autographs, there's no scarce in this, which is good. I guess there's no parallels to the base set. I don't see that on here. I did notice there's one autograph that does not have a scarcity designation, Dr. Nambu. So I'm guessing we're going to get him in every case. Let's see, behind the scenes. I mean, it's, you know, it's the same basic type of inserts that they use. So the case topper is a poster. Okay, that threw me off there for a second. I was gonna say this fell out of the case when I was taking the boxes out. So I guess that's our case topper. Looks like it says reusable, so I guess they're like a vinyl cling, 2 sticker sheets per pack. Now it says CT1 cast poster, CT2 Klingon poster. So I don't see a Klingon here, so I guess this is the cast poster. Either that or there's and then there's a card here. Metal card. That is not a poster. CT2. So now... Oh, it's a movie poster card. Duh. Took me a second to realize that. Okay, my bad. It's actually a really nice looking card. So, not exactly sure what I'm going to do with these stickers. If we'll, I guess, put them with the case topper if somebody wants them. I don't know if they really have any value to them at all, but we'll see. All right. Let's turn this in a little bit so we can actually give myself a little bit of room. They had done those movie poster cards in, I'm trying to think. Was it Star Trek Beyond that they did those in? I'm trying to remember. It was in one of the releases. Alright, so we just start with the initial. So these are all base cards. And again, looking at the checklist, so there's a few cards for each episode. I'm going to go down one row straight through, see if we've got any consistency with what might be in the pack. So second pack down. No, that's just the background's different. So David, have you seen any breaks of this yet? Fourth pack from the bottom. Oh, there's our first autograph. So, gonna check the other side and see if they followed suit. And this is the fourth pack from the up from the bottom. And nope. Okay. So they didn't follow the Twin Peaks rule for most of the boxes. What was on one side of the box was on the other side. And check to see. And numbering is a little small for me, but I've got bad old eyes anymore. Okay, so what? 09. Let's jump over to the checklist real quick and see which inserts that opening sequence artwork. Okay, so these are one a box. Back. So, Mr. Crisco, how's it going there, Chris? I'm gonna guess this is a behind the scenes, since it's a guy working on some makeup. Yep. Oh, not too bad. This must be a relic of some kind. It's, yep. I say it's awful thick. That is a cool looking card. Alright, so this is RC11. Piece of costume material is worn by Jane Brooke. But it's like a gold pattern of the logo, which is pretty cool. So now it's alright, so it just says 12 cards. It still doesn't have any odds, huh? I'm on Cardboard Connection. I'm not on the Rittenhouse website. Just Cardboard Connection is a little bit easier when I'm doing something like this to maneuver around than the Rittenhouse site, because they do all the thing with all the pictures. That's one thing that was, I believe, was an unknown on this, was how many relics we were going to get. Oh no, that's our autograph. Alright, so that's the first row all done. Oh, there are odds on them? Okay. Unless I'm getting it confused with one or the other. Oh, and there's autograph number 2. Unless I'm getting it confused with one of the other releases. I'm just going to jump over here real quick. Just want to see my breakdown for this. So I just have one spot for a relic. It's because I didn't know at the time. So that's good. So right there, that'll be a couple of snake spots then if it's 1 in 96. Now the real question is going to be with those relics, depending on what they all are, is if any of them are going to be harder to get than the others. E5. This is plastic. It feels like. So let's see, which one is the E insert? Discovery character card set checklist, 11 cards, 1 in 24 packs. This card is plastic. It is not a regular card stock. That's why it felt a little thinner, because it's got some give to it. Just to not take any chance of a scratch. Matter of fact, this one here too, this opening sequence artwork. This card, when I first looked at it, I thought, because it's got a matte front to it, I thought it was a sketch. Four variants for each wardrobe, so I guess now the real thing will be trying to figure out what variant you have if you're going to try and move them. Because we did a few cases of Star Trek Beyond. There's another behind the scenes. It's our second one of those. There was 2 of the relics in particular. It was, oh God. It was like Pike's chair, I think, was one of them. Not quite sure who the other one was, but there was definitely 1 or 2 relics that were really hard to find. So now, one thing in particular that I'm not going to have time to do is check and see, you know, these autographs, how rare or not rare they are. So we start off with Claire McConnell. You know, I mean, obviously there's a couple of characters that, you know, you're going to know right off the bat that they're going to be extremely limited. And Jeremy Crittenden. So it sounds like I really need to go to the Rittenhouse website and not Cardboard Connection. Let me start my wall of boxes. Oh, you know what? I did. Jeez, I just didn't even notice. This box that I'm opening is box 3. That's kind of cool. 2000. I'm just curious if there's any runs in here. These are all random numbers. Here's box 4. I wonder if we have box 2 and 1, or if they keep that for themselves. Huh, we have almost box 1. We got 3 and 4 here, and then I've got 5, 9, 9, 8. I have almost the last box in the run. 2004. I can't read that number. Logo's over. Huh. Almost the first box and almost the last box. That's kind of interesting. Pulling up the Rittenhouse checklist too while I'm doing this. I'm kind of one-handed here. So, relic cards. Huh. Now, where did you see the individual relic autographs? I was just looking on here, and they just say 1 in 96. I don't want to take too much time doing that instead of this. Oh, if you click on the individual relic. Oh, okay. Oh, so now I just clicked on the first one and they had the same. So those two. Data shield. So the Delta Shield, which is the one that we got, is actually the easiest version to get. And they all have that. The Delta Shield is, so you have a 37%, so if you pull that person, you have a 37% chance of getting the Delta Shield. That's interesting. You know what, it's no different than the way Upper Deck, when they do their, like, you know, it's the odds of pulling an autograph are 1 in 12 or 1 in 24, and then they have the different group odds for each particular signer. Just a different way of saying it. Autograph. That was the third pack down, so that was not the same as the first box. Gotta pick up the pace a little bit here. So even though the that particular type of material looks like the coolest looking one, it's actually the easiest one. There's our checklist card. Remember, these are one a box. Let's do it real quick. So it's 2 autographs, 2 behind the scenes, 1 checklist. I think the opening scene artwork was 1 a box. And then there was the 1 a case, which was the mirror. It's like mirror image, something like that. Behind the scenes. Alright, notice I'm going to move this camera back a little bit so you can see some more of the table. Autograph number 2. So we still have another behind the scenes and an artwork card. There's our artwork card. We should have our behind the scenes card, and there it is. Okay, we start with Sarah Middich. And Dwayne Murphy. It's a little bit different of a version for their bordered. Come on, focus in there. Doesn't want to focus. Come on. There it goes. Let's see. Just curious where we. All right, so it's just mirror. That's the only one that's. Hey, you know what? Real quick, can somebody let me know? Is the whole thing blurry? Because I'm looking at it through YouTube, and it looks blurry to me on my screen. But then when I look at it through my encoder, it's clear. I just want to make sure I don't have a blurry, what do you call it, broadcast here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really anything else I can do. I mean, it was just odd that when I was looking at it through YouTube, it was blurry to me. Behind the scenes. You know, I'm not 100% sure if I will be doing this, but I actually just finally made myself a Facebook group for to follow my my breaks and the mail service that I have. So I know there's Facebook Live. Don't know how good or bad it is, but maybe it's something I can try. I mean, anything's better than when I used to use Ustream, which actually Ustream was by far the best. It was so easy to use, but then when they started putting the ads into it, and when they put the ads in, like you're doing a live stream, and then they would stop your live stream to play an ad. I mean, I can understand playing an ad through, you know, in playback, but not during a live stream. Then it just kept throwing people off. That's why I moved over to straight up to YouTube instead of uploading it. Autograph number 1. But I figure, I mean, I don't do Facebook at all. I actually don't like Facebook. But autograph number 2, back-to-back packs. But I was having not a problem, but one of the things is I've had a couple people ask me to try and break something that Blowout doesn't sell. So if I really wanted to try and do that, I can't do it on Blowout. So I might have an actual venue to try it now. There's our checklist card. So I don't know how you search for it. I actually, in my break thread, you know, the iFish 73 thread, I put what I don't know if it's a link to my page or my group or not, but I put what I thought was the link. But if you're on Facebook and you search iFish 73, I would think it would come up. And the worst thing was is that I made it, but I had to make an account, you know, like a personal account, and then I had to make a group for it, like under it. And I really didn't want my name being out there, just because I don't want people, you know, like my old account that I had, you know, there's all these people keep sending me requests to join the, you know, the class of, you know, whatever from your high school, and people, if I really cared to talk to them, I would have kept in touch with them. Excuse me. But if I did it right, it should be a closed group, and if you request to join it, it's supposed to ask you a couple of questions. Most importantly is, you know, if you're on Blowout, what's your username on there, so I know who you are. Because I had somebody, and I approved their request to join. I'm not 100% sure who they are. I think I know, but I didn't. All right. Start. We have Terry Serpico. Let's see what autograph number 2 is. And autograph number 2, we have ourselves Mary Chifo and also Shazad Latif. Here's our first duel. Now I think the duels just get put in the same odds. Yeah. Of course, that's the one, the very limited. So that's the most common of the duels, but it is still a duel. Did I hit this camera? I swear I had to turn more in. Behind the scenes. This is the opening art. What was that? Oh, that didn't take you long. I never heard that notification before. There's autograph number 1. So are there any breaks, or any products, I should say, coming out in the near future that you all are interested in? You know, I'm not a, I mean, I enjoyed Twilight Zone. I never collected it, but they've been, you know, they just recently posted some more information about it. That actually looks like a really nice set. Checklist card. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I just heard a weird sound behind me, and it was that notification. Behind the scenes. Yeah, probably not. I enjoyed the there's autograph number 2. I wasn't doing any breaks, so I didn't do any of the Topps releases for Lord of the Rings. But I did do all of the Hobbit that Cryptozoic put out. They were nice sets. I don't know. Were you in any of those breaks? I'm not sure when you started, when you joined Blowout. Cause I did a lot of Desolation. Geez, I bet you we did 6 cases of that. Okay. I trusted Dominate the lot breaks. Not following. I don't know if you got it. Oh. Yeah, I don't remember which one of the break. It was either Desolation or 5 Armies, but where we got the redemption for that multi-signed card. That was somebody, I want to say they were not in the United States, the person who got that. Arista Aaron. Come on. Doesn't want to fish. Focus. I don't know why this always has such a hard time. It wants to focus on everything behind the card and not the card. Okay. How did you make that much money off of the breaks? I'm curious. Sam Varholomeos. Did you do that good in the randoms? Oh, okay. I mean, those breaks got pretty cheap after a while when they were getting rid of the cases. That's one of the things. I don't even think about putting spot limits because I just never thought of it until, you know, every once in a while I'll remember to do it. But back in the day, I never had to worry about it. Nobody ever took half the spots in the break. There's our autograph. Yeah, they were called Arkenstones, the parallels. There's our checklist. That's always a nice win. I don't know if it's even going to come out this year. What, one of the Arkenstone parallels? Only $33? As I say, I don't know if it's going to come out this year or not, but that initial, or the preview, I should say, of Cryptozoic, that CZX for the DC movies, for the actual movie properties, that's gonna be a phenomenal release. Even if they don't get autographs, honestly, it'll still be a good release because there hasn't been a DC movie release. Jeez. I'm trying to think what tops. Did they have for the first Batman? Dark Knight, maybe? That's funny. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Topps had put out a Dark Knight set. Doesn't it also have? Well, they didn't. I know they didn't get Christian Bale, but they got. Oh my God! Why am I drawing a blank on his name? The guy who played Commissioner Gordon. I think he signed some cards for that too. That's it, Gary Oldman. Thank you. But I still want Cryptozoic to put out a higher end DC comic release, but since they're obviously going to be focusing on that CZX release, I don't think we'll see one. Alright, who do we get? I think this is the guy we're going to get. Yeah, we're going to get him in both cases because he's unlimited. Malik Pancholi. And Rekha Sharma. This box will be the halfway point. This is box 6. There's autograph number 1. Here's our mirror card. Mirror, mirror. So that's cool. So we got card 1, M1, which is nice since It's, there we go. Yes, I would agree with you. They've all been the bottom, like third, fourth, and fifth from the bottom. And this is just like they had the mirror cards in season 5 of Game of Thrones, I think it was. There's our checklist. So many releases. You open up so much stuff, it kind of all blends together after a while. I had to look at the contents of the archive box. I wonder if you get a full set of Mirror in there. That is correct. The mirrors are 1 per case. That's the only other card that isn't going to be, you know, every box is going to be the same now. 2 autographs, 2 behind the scenes, 1 checklist, and 1 artwork. Oh, except there'll be 2 more relics in these last 6 boxes. 6.5 boxes. Autograph. There's the opening artwork card. I have to ask Rittenhouse if you're allowed to just cut the little 2 stick thing off of your wrapper, if that counts. I mean, it might be a lot of effort in the beginning just to get them all off, but it's such a pain in the butt. Behind the scenes. How'd we do? Anybody good? Harry Judge. Not focusing as usual. There it goes. Conrad Coates. I was gonna say, because I honestly, except for, you know, 2 people, I don't know who anybody is. I have not watched Discovery. I mean, this is 6,000 boxes. So, where's my phone at? How many cases is that? So that's 500 cases. Yeah, duh, I could have done that. So with all the, and I don't know if any of these people were extremely limited, but you would think we should at least pull one of the bigger names. Well, we still have 12 more chances. So well, this just busted that theory. This is one pack past the middle. Still haven't gotten an autograph on this side. There it is. Excuse me. checklist. Tell you what, I don't think we've gotten any doubles, which is nice. I don't know how large the checklist is in that opening art thing, but I've definitely gotten one double in that. Now, you know what, though, if it's only 9 cards, we'll get a couple of doubles, because it looks like a puzzle on the back. There's autograph 2, which I think was a double. That's never good. I think the autograph list is large enough we shouldn't get a double, but I believe we did. It'd be pretty easy to tell who the double's going to be. I'm going to run out of tape before I get through 2 cases of wrappers. Yep. So here's our Malik Pancholi guy. And this, as far as I can tell, looks exactly the same as the other one. But his card is unlimited, so I guess if we're going to get a double. Oh, awesome. There it is. And she put a little inscription on it. So, Nika Martin Green. Hey, you. She better be careful signing her name like that. They might get her confused with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I always like following the trends when I'm opening these boxes. That card, the green, was the only one that wasn't in the bottom half of a row in any of these boxes. Don't know if it means anything, just an observation. Autograph number 1. There's our character card there. Cards did not want to come out of this pack. behind the scenes. Here's a relic, you can feel it. So we don't want to see the delta pattern, and we didn't. So now this one is, it doesn't feel ribbed, I don't see stripes. We got here RC3. Hold this open there and jump. So now what are the plane is 25%, so this one's in the middle. You know, the one good thing, Chris, is that with the relics, you know, when I put the break together, the relics didn't have any odds on them, so I only put one spot for a relic. So since they're 1 in 96 now, that adds 2 spots to the break. So makes it a little bit better for you. There is autograph number 2. And when it comes to Rittenhouse, when in doubt, take the wrappers. I mean, it's not that much of a hassle. You know, the way I send them out, they're already packed up. But you get the reward card for the sets. The initial on those, I mean, geez, I haven't checked in a couple of weeks, but the X-Files card's been going for like $50, $60. And the Twin Peaks one was going for $35, $40. So I wouldn't be surprised if the reward card for this starts off strong. Especially if you're collecting the set. Alright, I don't believe this is the same. I think this is a different version, like you said. So here's Rekha Sharma. I don't think that's the same image on the card. I'll pull it and see. And Chris Obi. Me personally, I don't have a lot of points in. I might have like 700-800 points, I think. No, it's 600 something. But I want to try and get some more wrappers, because when Inflections comes out, yeah, so that is a different image on that card. No, I already put on the sauce sleeves. But when Inflections comes out, whatever their rewards card is, if it's like Valerian Steel, it was 1,500 points. Now, I mean, I was collecting in Valerian Steel, so I kept it, but that card was, the first couple went for like $100. I'll go back in 1 second. So we got another Rekha Sharma, different image, different pose. Chris Obi, they're the two from the last box. This is box 9 now, so I think you only missed just that one box then. We did hit another relic. I'm not sure if you saw that or not. It was the plain version, which is the middle one, the 25%er. Autograph. Right, yep. There is autograph number 2. Well, it says there's a third watcher. I don't know who. But you're definitely the only two commenting. Not now, it's got 4 watchers. I know sometimes people that watch from an iPad, they can't chat. Also, there's people that they'll put it on and they'll just they'll turn the volume off because I put them to sleep. You're definitely not going to hear me go going crazy. Need to keep it calm. All right, let's see how we did here. David Benjamin Tomlinson. And who's this? Catherine Barrell. That's an interesting B that she does there. That's a huge strike for the back of the B. Well, who are the bridge crew? The actual, not character names, but actor names. And we got two Sharmas. Yeah, didn't get him. We got 6 more chances to get somebody. This guy here, nobody's mentioned his name, so I don't know who he is. think that's a double. Oh, these damn doubles. I think this is a different image, but Harry Judge. This guy's wearing a uniform. That's a positive thing. Patrick Kwok-Chun. Alright, 4 more shots here. Now that the Twin Peaks break was all done and everybody should have gotten their cards by now, I'm going to be putting in for that archive box that got pulled out of the break. Let it run on its own. That's definitely a double. Not sure about the image. We got him pretty early on. I'm not gonna waste time waiting. Doug Jones. All right, 3 more chances. So anyway. me, I'm pretty sure that's the second one. No. Huh, I could have sworn we had pulled a Doug Jones before. We did not. Then I blew the reveal on that one for nothing. So anyway, so I'm going to be putting in for the archive box. Let everybody have a chance at those exclusives and the printing plates. This feels like a relic. I have no idea if we will or will not. I guess it all depends on if anybody wants to. Alright, so this is RC9, and this is the plain patch, which if they're all the same, so you have a 25% chance of pulling the plain. But I would say we'll get done these two cases, and then when the break is about done, you know, selection-wise, I will ask, or if you want to post in there about starting up another one right away. I don't know about Discovery, but actually I think the price went down. I don't know if it still was. It was down because somebody else, I think, was on another site, had their prices down, so they price matched it. I know the Orville was down, even though it's still on pre-order. But if we did another break, it'd be cheaper if this went down too. I mean, cases on it's a double of the person, but it's a different version. The pre-release on these was $8.75 a case, if I remember correctly, and if this was one of them, it went to $8.15 or $8.20, something like that. So that would lower your spot price about $1.50. The way that I do my breaks in general, though, is I like people to actually ask for, you know, to run a break. Now, with non-sports, it's a little bit easier because there just isn't as much out there. And I kind of get a feel for things like, you know, Star Wars and Walking Dead burnout. Unfortunately for the Beast, if Season 8 didn't go on sale, we never would have even broken the one case we did. And that was a rough case. We were missing hits. 7 autographs. 5 of the 7 were the same 2 people. Now, the autograph collection was nice. That was fun. Chris Obi. I believe the first one that we pulled of his was a bordered version. I hope Blowout comes to their senses on inflections, though. That'll be a fun one to break. But not gonna, even if they get more cases in, if it stays at that price, I'm not gonna be able to fill any breaks. Autograph number 1. Like even I missed out on the break because I forgot to put myself in for a spot. But if I try to do another case, if they get, now here's the thing, if I with that, and I'm not going to defend them, but their initial like amount that they got, or they're like, it's not even, they didn't even get an allotment yet, so they're just kind of guessing on what they can sell, and it's not much. So you know, I think that they're just trying to, they're making the guess that they're not getting any more. Like, I don't even think they're going to get 10 cases. So they will try and maximize their profit on what they have. But at $3,500 a case, I won't collect it. I'll pass on it. Hopefully it'll drive the prices of Larry and Steel down a little bit more for me. I can pick up some more of the golds and autographs. Whoops. But I think, and I don't know, this is just my own personal opinion, is that on certain products, I think if they've already made their money on it, oh yeah, I would say that those autograph relic cards that they had, I mean there's 4 or 5 of them in the set to be had. If she's got 10, you know, like she's going to be 1 in every 4 or 5 cases. Oh no, it'd be even more than that, right? 400 cases. So yeah, I mean if she signed, well, it's not even signed. You know, they already know that they bought the 258 West autographs and cut them. So say they bought 20 of them. You know, I think that if there's 5, oh come on, another double. That's a double-double. If there's 5 of those autograph relic style cards, probably going to get 1 a case. No, it can't be that much. Probably 1 every other case then, right? 1 every other case. That would give you 200 total. So that would average you at 40 a piece, and then say, you know, Dinklage got 50 or 60. Harrington was you know, I mean, you figure Cersei, I mean, she signs for them, so she would have more. They would all have more to make up for not as many Clarks. Something like that. But I think what they do is, when they're down to the last case or two of a product in general, I think they just raise the price, and you know, they just sit it out, you know, wait it, so not sit it out, wait it out, and if it sells, great. I mean, that's what happened with us with Ghostbusters. From release, I opened up approximately 30 cases of Ghostbusters, all group breaks except for one, and they're sitting on 1 or 2 cases left, and they're asking like some crazy amount of money for it. And I think they've made their money over, you know, they've made their money on that product, you know, I'm sure many times over, so they're okay with sitting on one of them. Yeah, something like that. If you look at the group breaks that ended, you know, about a year and a half ago, I was on like the 18th case or something. Oh, I put that box away without taking the... Damn it. You know, it's their business. They can, you know, obviously sell everything for what they want. It doesn't... Alright, so this is a straight up double because we just pulled in the last box. Chris Obi. And Jane Brooke. And they're obviously successful, so, you know, their model's working for them. I am a little worried, though, that they pulled all Game of Thrones stuff off the website. Because, you know, we were having fun doing our monthly break. Little cheap stuff. Okay, here's our breakdown. And I'm going to try and sort these out as I go. Let's get the bordered ones. We do have a couple of doubles. Some of them are just different images on the card. So for the bordered, we have Dwayne Murphy, Terry Serpico, Harry Judge, and Chris Obi. Now on our full bleed, we have 2 Chris Obis, and then here's the Harry Judge, which matches the other one that we got in the bordered version. We got ourselves a single duel here of Mary Chifo and Shazad Latif. Okay, we'll run through these now. Jane Brooke, Doug Jones, Patrick Kwok-Chun, David Benjamin Tomlinson, Catherine Barrell, Rekha Sharma, number 1, Sonika Martin Green with a little inscription on it, Malik Pancholi, number 1, Conrad Coates, there's Pancholi, number 2, Rekha Sharma, different image, so it's not a double exactly. Sam Vartholomeos, Arista Aaron, Sarah Middich, Jeremy Crittenden, and Clark McConnell. We got 3 relics, which is what we're supposed to get. 2 plain patches, 1 of the Delta patch. So that does it for the first case. I'm going to stop recording, give this case, this video a minute to save on the YouTube so I can get the link up, and then I'll be back on the second case. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in a few minutes.